All right, everybody, welcome to the call today. This is Scott Pierce at Listings to Leads. And today we are in session 2 of how to make $250,000 a year or more in real estate. All right. So in session 1, we did the overview, which hopefully brought you all into the concepts and the premises that we're doing here to achieve that goal, or really whatever your goal is. And again, you can go to youtube.com/listings to leads, review all of our previously recorded webinars, and you can see session 1 there as well. But in session 2, we are going to be covering how to market an open house, your listing or one that you borrow, doesn't really matter. And then what we're going to do is we are going to go through Playbook 2, which is for pending and just sold listings. So we're going to take that open house that we do. We're going to flip it to pending, right? We're going to pretend a couple of weeks went by. We're going to flip it to pending. We're going to go through the pending checklist, generate all those great leads from it. And then once I get through that, we are going to pretend that escrow has gone through successfully. And we are then going to change that status from pending to just sold. And then we're going to do all the just sold marketing. And as I said a little bit earlier, if we have time, I will go through the new client review websites that just went live earlier this week. So super excited as you're getting all these great reviews from your clients, getting their home sold using Listings to Leads and all the other great things that you're doing. You're going to be getting more great reviews. And I'm telling you, the client review websites in Listings to Leads are absolutely gorgeous. I think you're going to absolutely love them. And so, yeah, hopefully we'll have time and we will get to that at the end of this call today. So keep in mind, we went through this on Tuesday in session 1, but I just want to completely drive the point home and using checklists. All right. Having a playbook, not making stuff up, not scrolling through Facebook for 3 hours, looking for that next shiny object. You got everything you need in Listings to Leads. And there's a few other things that we'll mention them. And we got the playbooks for you. All right. I'm going to show you where they're at, but I want you to be like Andy Reid, who just won the Super Bowl last year or earlier this year. And he's got that playbook right in his hand, printed up. Right. I'm sure the guy's got a $5 million iPad sitting around somewhere in his house. He printed it up on paper and is literally holding it in his hand. Same with Steve Kerr here and the top NBA players on the Golden State Warriors, right? All of them going through the plays together. They're looking at it. These guys have all this memorized, but having it in front of you, taking a look at it, having it in your hands is where you want to be at with this. All right. So when I show you where these playbooks are at, where these checklists are at and how to use them, I want you to take a look at these top performing people, top people in their industry. Here's Eula Wang, who I promise you has this piece of music memorized by this point. But yeah, she still has that sheet music sitting right there in front of her, right? In case she needs it at any time, which I doubt she does. But just to show you, even these top people that win Super Bowls, that win NBA championships, that are performing on the top stages around the world, literally print up their playbooks, they refer to them, and they use them. All right. So with that said here, I am now in the Get Started page in Listings to Leads. As I said earlier today, we're going to cover Playbook 1-2, and this is for an open house. And then we're going to cover Playbook 2 for pending and just sold listings. And the idea is going to be here today. We will take a listing in my account. We're going to add an open house to it. We're going to go through all of that. Then we'll go to pending and we'll go to just sold. So you can see how one listing, how easy that is to just flip it, remarket, flip it, remarket, and be on your way. So Playbook 1-2, you can access all the detailed write-ups and playbooks right here by clicking view. You have the write-up and recorded webinar here. You click learn more, and that would take you to a page that I would recommend you have open, even if you are somewhat experienced with Listings to Leads, even if you're very experienced. And I would refer to this when you're going through that market listing checklist, just because it gives you a little bit of like background play-by-play analysis a little bit, right? This write-up here is as if I was sitting next to you and we were talking it through as you're doing it. And this post right here follows the same list as the market listing checklist in Listings to Leads. All right. Here's the checklist right here. This is just a general checklist for the open house. There will be a specific checklist at your listing, but I'll just show you here. So there's the checklist. And you would just put the listing address right there. You got the status already, open house. And then here are all the items that we're going to go through today a little bit later. And since we're here, I'll just point it out now. Playbook 2, again, click view. Here's a detailed write-up and recorded webinar on how to do a pending and just sold listing. And then again, here is that checklist. All right, so I can click download. And again, even for the pending and the just solds, you will have a checklist at your listing that will be specific for the listing. It'll be the same as this, except we will actually put the listing address right here for you. All right. But you can always print this up and just write it in yourself. It's the exact same checklist otherwise. So let me close this out and let's get to our listings. So here's a very sad thing that I see. Looking through admin today, I see all these open houses coming in. People, listen, it is Thursday. If you're having an open house in 2 or 3 days from now, you barely have enough time to market that thing properly. When you have an open house, I want you to start marketing on Monday. All right. If you get an open house, not this coming weekend, but next weekend, whatever that is, this May 6th, I guess, May 6th or 7th, I want you to start marketing that this coming Monday. Don't wait until 2 or 3 days before the open house to start marketing it, because you're going to lose a lot of opportunity. Does that make sense for everybody? I don't want to see any of you setting up an open house on a Thursday or Friday, because you're just losing a lot of opportunity to generate some leads, to get some amazing engagement, to get some good branding, to get some listings, all right, get some buyers from that. Go ahead and type into the questions that you got that. Again, I don't want to see any of you people here on this call starting your marketing for your next open house on a Thursday or Friday, unless it's this week and you just have to do it this week because it's already Thursday today. But you're going to promise me that next time you're going to start marketing that open house on a Monday to get full results out of this. With that said, let's go down and find a listing. I'm going to take a look at 15 Ambient Way. Now, if you're going to borrow a listing to add into listings to leads, and you don't know how to do that, get with our support team. They will show you how to add, whether it's even if it's your listing or a listing that you're going to borrow. Get with our support team. They can help you out with that. If you're not sure about how to borrow a listing, talk to your broker. Tell your broker you've got this program. It's going to help you generate hopefully between 50 and 100 leads in the next 7 days. If you're able to find an open house that you can hold this coming weekend or next weekend, your broker is going to absolutely love you. All right. Your broker is going to absolutely love you, and they will help you find a listing to hold open and absolutely crush it. So once the listing is in our account, over on the far right, you can see I moused over that icon and it says add open house. I'm going to click it. I'm going to add my open house, and I'll just say Sunday, 1 to 4 p.m. Add open house. All right. Now, again, keep in mind, give yourself 6 full days of marketing, right? Going forward this week, I'll let you off the hook. Everybody, you're off the hook this week, right? Because you didn't hear about it until just now and it's already Thursday. But next week, start on Monday. I want to see all those open houses coming through the system on Mondays, not Thursdays. And I know tomorrow I'm going to log into admin and I'm going to see all these open houses coming through on Friday. And they lost 5 days of opportunity. Now, when you set the open house, it takes a few seconds. Got to work on that a little bit better. But now you see the icon is right here, and that's for the open house. So everything is set behind the scenes. We have done all the work for you to where now when I click on market listing, first of all, I've got the open house overview here. So I can watch that video if I want to get a sense of what's going on. I can click view to bring up that detailed write-up and recorded webinar page, which I will leave open. I like to have that to refer to. I can click register. So if you're watching this on YouTube, click register. That will take you to leadgenwebinars.com. You can sign up for the next class that we do live. And then lastly, right here, you're going to see download checklist. And this is where I like to download the checklist, just because what it has the address on it already. And then I would print it up, have it right next to me. All right. Be like Andy Reid, be like Steve Kerr, be like Eula Wang. Be like whoever it is that is your favorite coach. All right. Your favorite musician, right? Except for the rock and roll bands, a lot of them, even the musicians, have the sheet music, especially if they're in a more of a formal concert setting. You do the same thing. All right. Here's your checklist, print it up. And as you go through this mentally in your head, but physically when you're doing it, I want to check each of these off, because if it sits next to you and you got some things missing here, it'll hit in your head. But if you don't print it, if you leave it behind a tab on your laptop or whatever, it's really easy to forget. It's very convenient just to forget about it and not even worry about it. And then you let more and more time go on and you're missing opportunities. So print this up, print it up, put it next to you, and let that sit there and help you make sure that you get through it properly. All right. So we got that printed up. I'll leave it here because we may want to refer back to this a little bit later. But I'm going to come in here now, and I'm just going to work down this list on the left-hand side. Everything on that detailed write-up page with the webinar has all the stuff on it. This is all on the checklist. In all three places, it's all in the same order. So here we go. Facebook and Instagram ads. I could spend 20 minutes on this if I would, like most of these trainers on YouTube, going into the Facebook ads manager, going through that. You've all seen those videos, right? With listings to leads, all you got to do is confirm location. We got the radius at 15. We got special housing ad category already done. You got lifetime budget of $35. That is completely editable. I can change it to whatever I want. I can change my start and end date. And since this week I've only got 3 days to generate leads, that's so sad. I will change the end date to the end of my open house. So there we go, 4:30. I can retarget if I want to. So we got all the lookalike, the custom audiences are available. We've got a lot of advanced options that 98% of you don't need to worry about. We have done over, I should actually look at the number. It's over $1 million of money running through listings to leads, probably 10 million. We've got everything dialed in for you. All right. We've got all the key settings done for you. You don't need to worry about it. Now, if you are super advanced and you want to get in there and advanced options and play around, go for it. But I'm not going to train on it because literally 98% of you don't even need to click that at all. I'm going to click create ad. And this ad is now going to get sent to Facebook and Instagram for review. And it's going to be a Facebook lead ad, meaning I'm going to generate name, email, phone numbers, and buying time frames. Let's go. I'm going to go show you a little bit later. We'll go take a look at that ad online, but the ad will look just like this right here. And when people click on it, that Facebook lead form is going to come up and it'll ask them, what is their buying time frame? And they'll either select just streaming, which is fine, or 1 to 3, 3 to 6, 6 to 9. No, I think it's, or 6 to 12 and 12 plus. If those are the options for purchase. And then it'll have their name, email, phone number pre-filled, which is awesome. People can edit that if they want to. Most of the time they don't. And they'll just click through the ad. They'll land on the single property website and you're going to get name, email, phone number, and buying time frame. Now, keep in mind, I have had people, even in the last several weeks, tell me that they get listing leads, all right, from doing open houses. It is completely common to get seller leads from your open house leads. So pay attention as you're generating leads, as you're communicating with them, that they may have a listing that they need to sell, or they may have a home that they need to sell. Okay. So that ad has been sent. So we're good to go with that. Social media post. Now, a little bit later, I'm going to show you how to do video in those ads. All right. So pay attention to that a little bit later. All right. So this auto posted last time I did it, but it is now it is scheduled for auto posting at 2:40 PM. So in about a half hour, the system will post that. If I wanted to click post now, I could, or I could schedule it right now, but let's go take a look at it on Facebook so you can see what it looks like. So it can auto post to Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram. Got it. So here I've got it set up via my profile as a carousel post. People click it. They go to the virtual tour. Here I've got a video on my virtual tour. How beautiful is that? And I'm not going to go through the entire single property website. But if you've been using Listing Leads for a while, you know, they've got a lot of great lead capture. There's my What is Your Home Worth embed. I've got PDF guides in here. I've got client review video, absolutely awesome lead capture on that. But for that post, so that's good to go. That, and again, that was automated. So I would check off on my checklist, right? Check off Facebook ads. I might put in $40 for 4 days, right? Because I'm only going to run the ad Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 days. The social media post that I confirmed that was done, right? We'll just say that we're good there. Next up is share on seller social media. Now, I don't want to have to sit here and sell this to you, because if you were in the class from yesterday, you get how powerful this is to allow the seller to share on their social media. So I'm just going to actually, hold on a second. Let me see something here. And yeah, I may have gone to, oh, yeah, no, why. Okay. So I'm going to click send a seller. And there's my seller, Ian and Lauren. I put the salutation right there. So make sure their email. Click send. Now, typically, as soon as you set that open house, you will get the e-flyer and you'll get the email for the social media post as well. So let me show you what that social media post looks like. And then, so here's the social media post that I just tripped off, right, to get sent to my seller. So my seller got a version, their version will just start with their name. The version that comes to me as the agent, as the listing agent, right, has my name at the top right there. And then there is also an e-flyer. Let me see if I can, let's see. Okay, let's go here. Let's go back into the market listings. Let's go to e-flyer for seller sphere of influence. Click send a seller. And again, their name is right there, the salutation, hit send. And then again, you will be CC'd on that. Let's take a look at both of these together, because I want you to be able to see both of them together. All right, so here's the e-flyer. All right, dear Ian and Lauren, this open house flyer has been specifically designed, blah, 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 blah. And here's the e-flyer that they can share with their friends. Now, as people are getting free leads from this all day long, they're getting listings from it, they're getting buyers from it, because the seller sphere of influence is this one person removed from you. And as soon as you get that listing sold and you are able to do the just sold marketing as well, their friends are absolutely going to love you. And who do you think they're going to want to work with, right, when they get ready to buy or sell real estate? What we need to do is set the table before that happens. We need their sphere of influence to know us on a first name basis before we even ever ask for a referral from the seller, right? And this is how that happens. So as a listing agent, I got CC'd. I know my seller got it because it tells me right here that this was sent to my seller. And referring to that detailed write-up for the open house marketing, there's a script on that detailed write-up. And I'm going to role play that with you right now. So I get the open house e-flyer in the social media post. I'm going to call my seller up. Let's just say I call Ian and I say, hey, Ian, this is Scott. Hey, just want to let you know, we've got the open house ad for your home. It's been sent to Facebook and Instagram for review. That should be live in about 15 to 20 minutes. And it's on Zillow, it's on Trulia, it's on all of my social medias. And I sent you a couple of things to share with people that you know, because in this changing market, I don't want to leave any stones unturned. I want to make sure that we get as many people seeing your home as possible. And people might know somebody looking in the area. And so I sent you something to share via email. It's an e-flyer. It looks really beautiful. And then I sent you also something to post on Facebook. And if you have any questions on how to do that, let me know. But in addition to all of the great marketing I am doing, this will just help make sure that we don't miss anybody that's looking to buy in the area. And your seller is going to think you're a genius. They're going to think you're a rock star, and they're going to be thrilled to do it. All right. I'm 98.5% of the time, your client is going to be happy to do this, but it's referred to the detailed write-up, right, webinar for that role play right there. The script is right in the write-up. You'll see that script and you're going to get free leads, because here's what happens, right? People click the e-flyer. And again, that single property website comes right up, just like we saw from the Facebook ad, right? We got all the great lead capture there from the social media post, right? The seller here, what they do, just so you can see, it tells the seller to please copy and paste your Facebook page. So they copy from here, which close that out, and they will go to their Facebook page. We'll just navigate over here a little bit. And what's on your mind, they just throw it in there like a regular post. And now you are starring on that seller Facebook page. The friends are going to like it. Their friends are going to comment. One of the things that you should do after the seller does that, you might come over here and just like it, because that then will do a couple of things. First, as it will tell the algorithm that, oh, people are engaging with this post, but it'll also make sure that you get to know when other people comment and like on it as well, which is very powerful. I would also come in here and I would leave a quick comment. Looking great. See you Sunday, if not early, right? Whatever. Just something innocuous, something easy, right? Don't be weird and overthink anything. Just looking great. That would have been fine. Because again, we want a little bit of help from the algorithm. We want to make sure that we are notified when people start liking, commenting on this. And when people, don't be weird and don't be like quick draw McGraw commenting in 3 seconds, but you might want to check in with it once in a while, and people may have a question about it. All right. They may talk about somebody else they know that's looking to buy or sell as well. Happens in these comments. Someone come and go, oh yeah, my cousin looking to buy a home, or, oh, I think Susan's going to sell her home next year. And it's just a great way to engage and a great way to find out more information. So make sure so that's what the social media post for the e-flyer looks like. That will share on seller social media. You saw the e-flyer right there. We're going to call the seller. I gave you the script. You're going to generate free leads. It'll be absolutely awesome. So we're going to go to the checklist. We'll check off that we did those. Next up is the nearby homeowner letter. Now, you can use the letter, you can use a postcard, you can use the door hanger. Doesn't really matter. You can also door knock, you can door drop, you can mail. It doesn't really matter. It depends on you, depends on your area, right? Depends on the time of year, right? There's a lot of variables in that, but I'll just show you here. We'll pretend we're going to mail these. Now, again, if you were in the session yesterday, and if you listened to our training, you know that you should use the nearby homeowner letter 3 times over the course of a listing, if it's your listing and you get it through pending and just sold. Now, if you're going to borrow the listing, you can do this too, but I would either door knock or door drop this letter as an invitation to the open house to some homes around that open house. That's a great way as a showing agent to use this tool. But as a listing agent, again, door knock, door drop, mail it. And I'll show you here, print and mail. In fact, let me show you the letter first. It might be good to show you that letter. Let's that cycle through. Let me show you let me just show you this, and then we'll go take a look at the letter. But for mailing, I can do an address radius around that address, radius 1 mile. We got all the filters set up for you. All right. Homeowner, single family home, 6 years plus. Now I can click on the pencil. I got a few other filters I can do if I want, but those are, I think, the ones that you need. And I can USPS, and I say 100. There we go. Regular bond envelope, yada, $177. Click submit order. And that's going to send that letter out now to 100 homes around that listing. Now, I don't like people to send out 300, 400, 500 or more. Oh my gosh, I hear people, I send out 1,000 letters. You only send out the number of letters or postcards or door hangers that you can afford to do every single month. Hey, if you can afford to do 1,000 letters a month, you're fine for doing it. But if your thought process is along these lines of, you know what, I'm going to throw out so many of these letters that something is bound to happen. All right. Which is true, but that is true, but you do a lot better at doing 200 letters for 5 months, right? Same number, that's 1,000, 200 times 5 is 1,000, but you're going to get a lot better results doing it that way because people see you multiple times. It's not a one and done, right? Marketing is not one and done. It's about having a message that we're showing to a group of people over and over again. And so using this letter when it's open house, we're going to get back to it when it's pending. We're going to get back to it when it's just sold, because the story that we want to tell those nearby homeowners is we market the heck out of these properties. We get them into contract and we get them sold, and we're going to communicate with you all through that process. All right. And they're going to remember us. They're going to have more questions for us, and they're going to have more trust with us. All right. It's a beautiful thing. So again, go to the write-up. If I go to the detailed write-up that we looked at a little earlier, as you scroll down, all these activities will look familiar because we're going through them in the market listing checklist. These are also on that printed checklist that I've got. Here's that script I referred to earlier, right? When I sent the social media post and the e-flyer to the seller, that's a script that I pretty much paraphrased for you. So always put that in your own words. Here's the detailed write-up on the nearby homeowner letter, postcard, and door hanger. So make sure you use that. And the next thing that is up is the e-flyer for your database. So let's get back into listings to leads. And now we got e-flyer for your database. Actually, real quickly, somebody asked, why is my seller information grayed out? Ken, that's because you're not the listing agent. In edit listing, there is a checkbox for if you're the showing agent. If that is checked, the tools for the seller are not available to you because it's not your seller. All right. And you'll even see on the listing checklist here, let's go back to the checklist here. It will say, and thank you for the question because it's good. I like to try to make sure I point it out. The social media post to the seller, the e-flyer to the seller are only available for listing agents. All right. So if you are the listing agent and it is grayed out, go to edit listing and uncheck that box that says you're the showing agent because you're not you're the listing agent. All right. Sometimes it's funny. People actually make that mistake sometimes, but no problem. We're here to help you out. Make sure you are good to go. All right. e-flyer for your database. This is another critical tool to use. Now, again, like a lot of these tools and listings to leads, you could go to some other program and grab a e-flyer from there and use it and you're good to go, right? Technically, or you could just forget about ever doing it and let your IDX handle it for everybody you got set up in your MLS or whatever you're doing. Use the dang e-flyer from listings to leads, please. It is completely integrated and connected with all the lead funnels and listings to leads. So you want to make sure you're using this. Even if you're using KV Core, Boomtown, Sierra Interactive, right? Wise Agent, Line Desk, you can drop this in any CRM that you've got. And the reason this is so powerful is because similar to the nearby homeowner letter is it gives a little bit of blurb about the listing. If people click in the e-flyer to that, it'll go right to your lead capture single property website. And again, we saw all the beautiful ways of capturing leads, right? When you plan to buy, we can help. Embed home value. And I got to check why my PDF guide. So you can turn all these sections on and off. And so apparently I turned my PDF guides off for this listing. A little bit later in this call today, I'll go and I'll check on that. But yeah, so when they click on the e-flyer, they go there. We've got the text information so they can send a text integrated. Right now, remember, I just flipped this to open house about 15 minutes ago and all the tools automatically change right behind the scenes. And then everyone on my database sees that when the home is sold, right, it'll affect their home value, nearby homes. Right here, that's a custom vanity URL that everybody and listings to leads gets. So they may click that one and get a home value estimate on their home. Again, just such great engagement for your database. And then at the bottom of it here, I got my lead capture my lead capture signature. And in my signature, I've got my reviews. Check this out. So now my database can get right to my reviews. They can start seeing all my reviews right from my e-flyer, right? How awesome is that? Right? That is absolutely perfect. So let's do this. Let me go back here. There we go. So to send this e-flyer to your database, assuming you're using a program like KV Core or Boomtown or something, or Line Desk, or even Constant Contact, click copy code, right? Go to whatever email program you're using, and they'll all work the same way, right? They all work similar, where you'll be able to create an email blast. So click create email blast, give it a great subject line, right? 1 to 3 p.m., whatever it was. That's it. Good enough. And for these emails, you don't really need to get too cute, right? There is a way, you can get too cute with these headlines. It's just listed in Granite Bay. It's pending in Granite Bay. There's an open house in Granite Bay. You don't need to get Leonardo DiCaprio on this thing. All right. Open house in Granite Bay, Sunday, 1 to 3. Absolutely a perfect headline for what we're doing here. Now, I already copied that code from Listings to Leads. And in whatever program you're using, there'll be a button called Source that when you click it, it changes the whole editor, right? You see I click and the editor changes. When it's all grayed out, I just click into it, paste in my code, click it again. And now I got a beautiful e-flyer with all the links working just perfectly. I got my signature right there, right? All those great ways of capturing leads from this e-flyer. And then from there, just whatever you do, save a draft, send, right? Send a test email, test it out, make sure it works good. But get that e-flyer to your database, right? The one from Listings to Leads. Next up, short form video scripts. This again, there is not, I am seeing more and more of our clients on Facebook and Instagram using our scripts. I'm absolutely loving it. So that is so phenomenal. If you are doing short form video already, make sure to check out our scripts. You don't have to use them verbatim if you already got a way of that you're doing them, but take a look at our scripts because a lot of people are really liking them because they got a strong introduction, a strong closing, great call to actions in the middle, very on point. And it's just a great script for you to use when marketing your open house. And what I would do is and how you use this is send it to yourself, right? Just click send and open up the email on your phone in Playbook 5. You can just go to the detailed write-up in webinar for Playbook 5. And in the Playbook 5 webinar, I show you how to open up the email on your phone, copy this script into your teleprompter app, right? We'll give you links to teleprompter apps in the email, one to the iOS, one to the Google Play stores. And so in that video, the recorded webinar for Playbook 5, you know where that is on the Get Started page and Listings to Leads. I show you how to open up the email on your phone, drop it into a teleprompter app, record it, and then from there, you can just upload it to Instagram stories, Instagram reels, TikTok, YouTube shorts, and you can even upload it to Facebook as well. It is super easy, completely free. And really, if you are trying to generate leads and you're trying to convert leads into business, getting people to connect with you is one of the strongest ways of doing that. And doing short form video with all the scripts that we've got is one of the best ways to do that. All right. So I want people to see my face. I want people to feel my energy, to get a sense of who I am as a person, because when they are getting my emails, they're seeing my ads, they're seeing my posts, they see my open houses. I want them to feel like they know me and that they could stop by and just ask me a question or stop me on the street, right? A kid's soccer game, whatever it is. But until I start leveraging these scripts in Listings to Leads, I'm pretty much an invisible agent, right? So if you're fine for being invisible, do not use our scripts. All right. I definitely would not use these scripts if your goal is to stay invisible. But for the rest of you, I would recommend using these scripts to get yourself known. All right. They engage, they help generate leads, and they help to convert. All right. Now, if we go back to the checklist, time to check off a few things, right? We did the short form video. We did the nearby homeowner letter. I'll get to the call same homes as above a little bit later. Notice though that the single property website and virtual tour are not on this list. And that is because we link to them from the Facebook ad, right? We link to them from some of the other tools as well. So there's really no specific action with the single property website or virtual tour that you need to take, but I will show you just a few things. So if I go to single property website, and the same is true for what I show you here as the virtual tour. But I just want to show you that there's different themes. Let me see here, right? So I think 5 or 6 different themes that you can select from. My favorite's that one though. I like this one here. And then we got the standard version as well. Let's see here. We got some unbranded. virtual tours and single property websites as well. So branded and unbranded. But again, there's nothing in specifics that you need to do with that single property website or virtual tour. You probably can. A little bit later, I'll show you an edit listing where I can add 3D virtual tours from Matterport. I could add a Vimeo, a YouTube. I can upload a video, right? Like you saw earlier on my single property website, all amazing things that you can do, right? Virtual tour similar to the single property website. Open house sign-in form, we'll get to that a little bit later. But next up on our checklist was actually the sign writer, right? And again, this is for listing agents only. And let's go to the detailed write-up. Let's go to the detailed write-up where at the bottom of this page is that recorded webinar. And notice, I got a picture here. Let's see. Oh, I'll tell you what, let's do this. Let me blow it up a little bit. All right. Hopefully y'all can see that. And it's a yard sign. And you can see across the top there, it says open house, right? He's having an open house. It says open house. And then below it, notice it says text and it's got the number 157, whatever it is, to 25678. This photo is in his listing presentation because he wants in the listing presentation, all the homeowners to understand what his yard signs look like versus everybody else's. So already off the bat, he is killing it in the listing presentation with this because the homeowners can look at what he does and go, every single other yard sign I've looked at in our neighborhood looks absolutely like blah, right? Compared to this, especially. So when he rolls through a listing presentation showing this setup right here, everything else being equal, which it still probably isn't, he's going to crush everyone he's going up against. And then when it's actually in the yard, I interviewed him. Oh, I don't want to say interview, right? We had a great talk about this strategy. He gets leads from it, right? And what he does is, and why I have together in the listing checklist or back to back in the checklist, it says sign writer, listing flyers. And so you should, and this is on for every single status. So you should have, and I've got them right next to me here. I got my just listed sign writer. I got my coming soon sign writer, active, pending, just sold. I got all of them. Every single status I've got right next to me. And then you want to, of course, get the text writers from listings to leads, right? And let me show you what those sign writers right here. So you always want to make sure you've got a status sign writer, and then you've got one of these below it. And that is because, especially when you get to pending and just sold, and you throw up that pending status on the top, starts getting people's attention. That starts getting people's attention. And then if you've got the pending listing flyer in the box, right? You get the idea. So when we get to that part, just remember I said that. I'm sure I'll repeat it again. But the same is true for open house. So when you have an open house, please go get the open house sign writer, put it on the yard sign, right? The week before. And then as soon as you can, starting the week before, and get the open house listing flyers. Here's listing flyers right here. And let's look at it for my open house. There's 20 or 30 different templates, but get these on the yard sign, right? In the detailed write-up with the recorded webinar, I talk about get a clear plastic flyer box and put that puppy on the yard sign so that people can come by, they can walk by and they can grab your listing flyer. Because these listing flyers are like Facebook ads in the hands of people that have them. All right. I'm going to use this at the open house, which we'll get to a little bit later for the at open house part of this. But I want this on my flyer box so that people walking by or driving by see that I have a open house because they see open house on the yard sign. You get it? They can pick up that listing flyer. They can scan the QR code, get the mobile responsive virtual tour. They can send a text to get the mobile responsive virtual tour, and you get the phone number, which is brilliant. And that's also obviously going to be on the yard sign, right? Because you're going to get the text to sign writer, like I just showed you. And then on the papers on the listing flyer here, right? Need to sell before you buy. And again, that's going to that landing page right there. So these listing flyers from Listings to Leads have a little, all right, they're great looking and very clean, but they also help capture leads. All right. So make sure you have got your sign writers. And there's really, when you think of sign writers, there's really two of them, right? There's the status one, and then there's the text 1001 to 25678 for the photos, details, and more, like you see right here. Right. That is it. Right. That is it on the checklist for the open house. And really, that's the pre-open house right there. All right. Any questions on anything that we've done so far? All right. Why would my screen look different than your Dawn? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe ask support. Definitely. Yeah. But no, and the recorded webinar will be made available on YouTube. Go to youtube.com/listings to leads for all of our recorded webinars and other great videos that we do there as well. All right. Now, we've done all this before the open house. Hopefully we did it like Monday or Tuesday before the open house next weekend, right? But if your open house is still coming up this weekend, get on it. Hey, you know what? I can still, an ad for 3 days is fine. There are people that literally do their Facebook ads every week from Friday mid-afternoon to Sunday night. Like literally every week, that's what they do. Friday afternoon to Sunday night. Other people, they'll do their ads for a week. Other people do ads for 2 weeks at a time. And I've had people have great success doing all of it. So that's why sometimes people say, when's the best time to do an ad? Now, right now, today, right now is the best time to do an ad. Because Facebook is going to show your ad to the right people at the right times with using AI and the algorithm. You don't need to worry about timing things anymore. All right. Don't worry about that. All right. So the open house is Sunday at 2:00. So before Sunday at 2:00, I would just come in here, print up some listing flyers. And then I would also go to open house sign in form. And now just take a look at the sign in form. Let's click on view. And now notice when people sign in with my Listings to Leads open house sign in form, they're going to get a copy of the PDF guide, 6 things to check before buying a home. Awesome. Branded to you. It's already done. It's got all your branding on it, your logos, your beautiful picture, everything. They're going to love it. They will also get the listing e-flyer sent to them as well. So they're going to get 2 things when they fill this out. Now you can change the order of the questions, the replies, but by default it's notify me of price changes. Yes. Notify me of new listings. Yes. Are you working at the realtor? No. If they do say yes, there's a blank box. No. Feedback, name, email, phone number. And then this is already pre-checked. They could uncheck it, but we'll say that that's checked. Click submit. It will reset the page. Again, you'll get a lead notification. They will get, again, the PDF guide in an email, and they'll also get the listing e-flyer in an email as well. Now I can always come in here as well. I can click to, can I edit these? No, I can't edit those, but I can add new ones. So add new question. How did you hear? I'm not saying to ask it. That's the first thing that popped into my mind. Oh, yes. What am I saying? I'll let it be super quick. This is not a class on how to change. I'll say e-flyer. And what should I say for the next one? Oh, that's 7-Eleven. I heard someone talking about it. All right. Save. How'd you hear about this open house? Maybe you want to put that in the second spot. Beautiful. Now, when I come back to my open house sign in form and I refresh that page, you'll see there, second question, how did you hear about this open house? All right. Facebook, e-flyer, or I was at 7-Eleven. I heard some people talking about it. If you have your own text and you add manually, you can. Yeah, it's going to be a complete pain in the butt. You're going to have to do it like multiple times in places for the listing. Give support on that if you need to. Is there a sign-in form before come in? No, not really, but you could if you want to. Yeah. I would just, yeah. As far as feedback, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, this is just a sign-in form, right? So again, during the open house, we got the sign-in form and we got the listing flyer sitting there. Now, uh, I wish I had my camera on because I'm going to show you all a completely pro tip that will blow your socks off. And this is a great way. I'm going to go to PDF guides. I'm going to open a new tab to make this a little bit easier, I hope. I'm going to show you how to like completely just wow everybody that comes to that open house. And that is pick a couple of the PDF guides. And what you're going to do is you'll print the postcards as an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. And you're going to slide them into one of those acrylic flyer holders like you see at trade shows or maybe on a tabletop type of thing somewhere. I have my camera on. I got like 3 of them right behind me. I'll tell you what, let me see if I can show you. I'm on my other monitor. Let me go to, oh my gosh, I'm blanking. Acrylic, CRY, acrylic flyer holder. And let me just show you exactly what I mean so we're all on the same page. Yeah, something like this. Oh, all right. Let's try. Give me one more second here. Why is it when you just want to find something, they make it hard? But you'll get the idea here. This isn't, I would do the kind of where it's just one in it, something like this, right? But again, one that just holds one in it. And so if I'm at the PDF guide, so let's say, you know what? Let's look at my buyer guides and the secret to buying a home in any season, right? It could be any of them. It could be down payment assistance. Sorry about that. Buyer guide, right? Let's do first time home buyers guide. If I go to market postcards, this is like a quick little bonus for those of you that want to do this. So let's see, market postcards. There we go. And it doesn't really matter. I'll just pick jumbo to download. And I just need the front. So I'm downloading the front of a postcard. And when I bring this up, hopefully it'll make sense. That right there. Now, if I go to print, I was going to do that. Let's see. Give me 1 second here. Print. There we go. So now if I print that and I put it in a acrylic flyer holder, now I got the ones that are horizontal, right? So they're 8.5 by 11 horizontal, just like this is. And then I can refer people to that and say, oh, you know what? If you like, I've got a great guide. My first time home buyers guide. It's a really good guide. A lot of my buyers really find it really valuable. If you like a copy of it, go ahead and scan that QR code. So can you guys get the idea, like that flyer box with this in it, and not a flyer box again, but an acrylic flyer holder. And people can come by and just scan it with their phone right at your open house. Does that make sense for everybody? I've actually done a video on this. It's on YouTube, actually. We can go find it a little bit later if we want to. But you can do that with any of our PDF guides that we've got, right? And you got over 75 PDF guides. And I would do a couple for the buyers. And I would actually do 1 or 2 for the sellers as well, because listen, if somebody scans one of the postcards for a seller guide that I'm offering, for example, 12 mistakes to avoid in selling your home, market, postcard and door hanger, and we'll let that come up. And when we go to print it, right now we got something for homeowners that are coming through my open house. And as I was going to say is, anyone scanning a seller PDF guide, they're a seller. Does that make sense? Everybody get that idea? Did everybody see how that works? You just print out the postcard, because it usually, I believe, will default. So when I go to print here, just print on and you can just use a printer at your home. It'll look absolutely perfect. And again, if I see someone that say, oh, I'm just a neighbor, blah, 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 whatever, I can say, you know what? I got a couple of free guides that are just my homeowners that are thinking about selling. They find these really valuable. If you like, go ahead and scan that QR code. And you can get access to my free guide on the 12 mistakes to avoid when selling your home. Again, just a quick little pro tip there about some added open house engagement that you can do, because then you can start having some really good conversations with people that do download the guides. Because listen, if someone literally sits there at your open house and they download one of those guides, they're pretty interested in that topic. And so you can start having, depending on your traffic at the open house, you can start having a nice little conversation with somebody that you would not have been able to earlier. So we've gone through the open house marketing. We did pre-marketing. We did during marketing. Any questions on anything that we did with that so far? So everyone go ahead and type into the question box there that we're good to go. You've got a question. If you do have a question, go ahead and ask it. But otherwise, what I will do is I'm going to go back to the open house overview. Again, I'll just refer everybody in any of the overviews for any of your listings. Again, view will take you to the detailed write-up and recorded webinar. Register will take you to where you can register for the next free live class. For example, if you're watching this on YouTube, you might want to register for the next live class that we have on this, and then download checklist. That will take you to the actual checklist, like Steve Kerr uses, like Andy Reid, like Eula Wang, right? Be like the best in the business and have a checklist, and let that checklist help you stay on track and make sure you're going to generate a lot of great leads. All right. So now let's pretend, let's go into the future. It is April 27th. Nothing surprising there. It is April 27th, but we are now going to pretend it is mid-May. All right. It's mid-May. I got a lot of great showings, right? A lot of people at the open house, got a couple of offers. We negotiated them through, and we are the seller finally going to sign one of the offers, and I'm going to get it back to the selling agent, get their buyers to sign it, and we're going to get that property into contract. So I'm going to, first of all, let me cancel my open house because it's now 2 weeks into the future. So the open house came and went a couple of weeks ago. Everybody following me? I'm trying to make it interesting, but I think this also be super valuable to use the same listing from open house to pending to just sold. But I want to make sure everyone is following along with me. So everyone following along here, that we did the open house for 15 Ambient Way. We got great showings. We got some offers. We negotiated them. And that listing is now pending.